Welcome to the introduction episode of Rebel History. This channel is going to be an extension of the Substack, and we are going to look into falsified history, the chronology, and a little bit of Tartary, or Tartaria as it has been called. You can visit the Substack at rebelhistory.substack.com, and every Sunday I will try to post a new article and episode relating to a specific subject that we are going to look into. I'm going to try to keep things brief and quick because I know many of you don't have the time to watch hours of YouTube or read hours of material. For me, it is important for you to get somewhat of an understanding and become familiar with the material in a not so overwhelming manner. And if the interest is there, all of you can do your own research and study the material for yourselves. So the formats are going to be a 1500 word article on Substack with a 10 to 15 minute video on YouTube and Rumble regarding a certain topic. A little bit about myself. English is not my first language, so I hope for some understanding regarding this matter, as sometimes I might need to look for the right words or my pronunciation might be a little bit off. My formal education has been in economics and in law at the University of Amsterdam, so I'm not a historian whatsoever. But history has always been an interest and hobby of mine, so I would welcome any historian to look into the topics we will discuss and either verify or dispute them. I have been looking into the topic of Tartary and falsified history since late 2018, and I started making my own little timeline in 2019. Now, I'm not really looking to become a YouTuber or a public person, which is why I use the name of Cantalon, a writer I have admired since my student days and use the avatar of an otter, which I think is funny. I am also on my own journey of discovery and have been so for many years, and I think this is the most effective manner for me to continue on this journey and have some potential discussions along the way, while also sharing what I have encountered. Most of the material presented will be based on the works of various historic and economic writers, but I will also use Wikipedia sources and Britannica sources to quickly present the conventional and accepted narrative. Now, regarding the historical narrative, it took me about a solid 3 weeks before I was able to just entertain the thought that the timeline could or might have been falsified and we weren't living in the year 1999, as Morpheus would say. So I don't expect all of you to fully agree or accept what I have to say, but please keep an open mind. There will be a method to the madness. We are going to go through 12 episodes and articles, and my intention is that after watching and reading everything, you guys will have a better understanding of the proposed and possible falsifications within the historical narrative. And if we can come to somewhat of an agreement regarding the falsifications, then we can start to reconstruct the narrative. So I hope to bring all of you up to date on the discourse quickly and efficiently. I fully agree with the statement of Graham Hancock where he states that we are a species with amnesia. I think we all agree we live in strange times, which is also one of the reasons I wanted to put this material out there. Because as Orwell said, he who controls the past controls the future. And as Dr. Emmett Brown said, our only chance to repair the present is in the past. Now, you may not agree with some of the material, and that is fine. Send me a message on the Substack and we can have a conversation why it is wrong and where our differences lie, or where I made a mistake. I welcome disputes, and I believe all of this is part of the process to develop. But if you want to debunk anything, please don't use the first search result on Google to debunk it, but come with solid sourcing and reasoning. So we are going to work from 3 pillars. When I first started with this many years ago, my aim was to track the changes in banking and economics. So this will be the first pillar. You can think of the changes in fundamental banking laws like the ones in 1913 or the Industrial Revolution. The second pillar are the major developments and changes within the legal system and societal structure. You can think of the shift from feudalism to nation states as an example, or the shift from common law to the codification of laws. And the third pillar are the major developments and changes within philosophy and religion. You can think of the shift from paganism to Christianity, or the conflict between the Catholics and the Protestants. So mistakes will be made along the way, but the purpose here is to condense thousands of pages to mere minutes. I don't have the ability to read everything and know everything, and I don't claim to have found the absolute truth. I think it is very hard to determine the truth, as we all live in our own reality tunnels. And if we ask 10 different historians on an opinion, we will probably get 10 different answers. But I do believe we can use the concept of via negativa as Nassim Taleb would apply it and try to discover where the errors, disputes and anomalies are within the historical narrative. I also recommend everybody to read the book by Thomas Kuhn, The Structure of Scientific Revolutions, where he refers to Max Planck and states that it usually takes a whole generation before an old paradigm moves into a new paradigm. Meaning, even though the data might be the same, the interpretation of the data can often vary, and sometimes the established scholars or scientists are unable to adjust their perspectives, and it takes a new generation of scholars to look at the data with a fresh mind. On the Substack, I will make references to the source material. You can also order the books we will look into yourself and possibly become an active participant. If you do order anything, you would be supporting the channel if you would use the Rebel History Amazon affiliate link. The Substack is fully free, but there is an option for a subscription or a donation if you want to support this undertaking. You can also follow Rebel History on Twitter, and I hope to see all of you on Sunday with episode 1, which is called Plato's Twin. And this is going to be a very fun one, I think. I thank you for your attention.